Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Really Good Podcast. Obviously, I'm Dan Demenerk, and here's my homies.
What's up? I'm Logan. It's my first video.
I'm Evan.
Yeah, all right. Well, so this is the Really Good Podcast. Obviously, it's what it is, and it's also a very good podcast. But yeah. So it's gonna be us three, and then a guest every once in a while. So if people want to come on, they should definitely. Why are you looking at me like that?
Sorry. Colin said he wants to come on.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know about him,
No,
but I'm
Colin.
joking. Colin, you can come on. But yeah, so we're going to have guests on a lot, and we're going to do a lot of different episodes. Each episode's going to be different, usually. We might make some sequels. I don't know. Evan, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
All right. Well, let's get right into it. This episode today is about...
Sorry.
I fucking hate
I was
you.
seeing Keemstar.
Dude, true. All right, so this episode's about childhood stories. Obviously, we all have those.
They hit close to home.
They do, man.
They hit close to home.
Yes, as we all get older, as we're all like nostalgic and old and gross like him. But yeah, so we'll get started with some elementary school stories. You guys have any stories you guys want to start with?
I say we start with Miss Key.
Miss Key, dude.
Miss
Okay,
Key.
so Evan, you want to start us off on what happened with Miss Key?
Oh, yeah. Alright. Well, are we going to talk about which story we're going to talk about first?
I say we just talk about how bad she was, then we
Yeah, then we lead into it.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. Because it's big. It's big.
Oh, yeah, so you get started with it.
Well, first off, she was a very big, fat music lady.
Music person, yeah.
Music person.
I don't know about lady.
Oh my
Not
god.
very much of a lady.
So
She ain't had those manners.
she didn't.
And she was not a very nice person.
Basically, she was a bitch. Let's not run about it. She as every music teacher in elementary school, we had the recorders. You guys remember those hot cross buns and that? And like basically,
We didn't like that.
No, yeah, of course we fucking
We didn't
didn't.
like that.
Of course, we're not gonna like the fucking recorders, so we just never brought them. And let's just say she didn't take kindly to that very much. What she did when she fucking did that is she may have screamed at me and my friends, and he and one of our other friends may have cried like a bitch. And then
So did you.
I didn't cry, man. I swear I didn't cry.
You teared up.
I may have teared up.
Okay.
So
in
we
his
were-
defense,
we were-
though, it was pretty bad.
We were in 5th grade.
I was
Yeah,
a bystander. I was a
fifth grade,
bystander.
but-
5th grade getting yelled at by an old
and
man.
what was even more funny is that she was like, does anyone in the room feel like I'm being unfairly towards them? And me and like Ethan and like someone else raised their hand, and she was like, see, no one. And then I got all even more mad.
So Evan, what did our parents do when she got really mad at us and made us cry?
Well, first of all, me and one of the other guys' parents were texting each other about it, and then they emailed the principal about it, and they had already had multiple other incidents with the he man.
Oh shit, yeah. My brother, who also went to the school system, one of his friends got a shoe thrown at him, and apparently I've heard that isn't even the only time that shoes have been thrown.
Daniel
And then,
Oh, Daniel
then also
Shaw,
the
yeah,
time
yeah.
when she threatened to shove tissues down one of the guy's throats.
Wait, what? I never even heard
Is
of
that
that.
when Johnny Pants like
No.
remember?
It was Sam.
Oh
Sam-
yeah.
Wait, what did he do?
He
wasn't-
he
he
was
probably didn't
he
even do
did.
anything.
I don't remember what he did, but she said that she was gonna stuff tissues down his throat if he didn't stop talking.
Bro.
She was very
Mental,
mental and just not there.
mentally ill.
Ooh, but yeah, so as that happens,
I think she's dead. But
I don't think she
But the
is.
principal obviously was didn't quite like that very much, that she was being that mean to us. Understandably so. So he made us all come up, our entire class, in like separate little groups.
like even the people that weren't involved, like he made us like tell stories about what we saw. It was funny.
So we can all go through our own stories of that, but I'll go first. Like basically what happened is in our school, we're in the downstairs, so we have to go upstairs. And there's like this column before the stairs happen. And as I was walking by myself as a 5th grader with no one with me, she appears from around the column and just goes like, "You better not be telling any lies, Danny. You know I raised my voice, but I would never yell at y'all." And I was like, "Okay, man." Miss Key was so scary. What happened? Did you go up?
I didn't go up, but me and Ethan were in the hall. I was in the hall with our teacher, and she our teacher like yelled at Miss Key because Miss Key was like just standing in the hall like about our class, and she had a class and just wasn't in her class.
And then Wait, sorry, I've cut you off. Kind of, that was rude.
You're
but
good, you're good.
I remember when she also came into our class. And,
Yeah, and that's when our teacher yelled at her.
Freaking, it was so funny, man. Evan, what happened when you went up?
I just sat in like this weird office with the principal and a couple administrators, and they just kept asking me questions. And then I came back. I think I walked back at the same time as another class member, and we walked back right before you did. And we heard Miss Key start yelling at you, and we told our teacher, and that's when she went out.
Well, and like also that day, like we were supposed to be doing work, but our teacher just let us like play Minecraft the whole time, so we just didn't even do work.
Oh my, I missed
was
this
such a G.
day. One last thing about Miss Key that wasn't really talked about yet is that you guys remember the music performances every time?
Yes.
Those were so
Yes.
funny, man.
Well,
I
it's
know,
funny,
I know
like,
where this part is
I-
going.
you know-
I know where this part is
Evan,
going.
no,
Logan,
no,
you
no,
weren't
Logan,
you
you're
weren't
not
You've
there
upset
for
it
that
like
part.
a million times.
But basically, we always went to them. They were really cringe and terrible.
Because
But-
every year, each grade had their own play.
But what did we do 5th grade, Evan?
5th grade, we finally made our parents agree to let us sit out of the play for once, and we got to sit in the back. And there was this one other kid, and he told me and Danny something very interesting. And I'll let Danny explain that.
He told us, he basically just held up a pencil that was like this big, and he was like, "Isn't this how big your penis is supposed to be?" And I was like, "What, man? This is 5th grade. Why are you worrying about that shit?" But it was so funny.
I remember I like had a big role in that performance. I just didn't go. I just didn't go, and she got so mad the next day.
In 4th grade, I was in. I had a big role as well. I was supposed to do square dancing, and then the person I was supposed to dance
Is that
with
the
just
slavery one? Which
did.
one
What?
was-
The
fifth-
slavery one?
We had one that was like, remember the drinking gourd? Like we.
Oh, yeah.
We had like
That's
one about
low-key
escaped
kinda bad,
slaves,
though.
like-
I remember the one where to wear like the frog hat thing.
Yeah.
And then there was a pilgrim one, I think.
That was like one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like, they were just so weird.
They all had like odd themes. They like.
And then
They really
Your
did.
brother played guitar at one of
Oh
them.
yeah, my brother Jake. Shout out Jake Urquhart. But he brought his guitar once to
He
play.
called me sus last night on
Did-
TikTok.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did. Oh my god.
I was
but,
like, do you not agree?
but basically, yeah, he came, and then this man called him Jake from State Farm, and now everyone remembered him for like
He
the next
hates
2
me.
years.
So
He does
Yeah.
hate him because one time, this is probably around elementary school time.
it was like 5th grade.
It was. I think it was 6th grade. I think it was
Fifth or
6th
Mate,
grade.
let's just
yeah.
say it's elementary school.
It was at your old house. So.
Yeah, but basically we were just playing with Jake outside throwing balls, and then Logan goes, huh, "Throw it at your neck," and then my brother was starting crying because Logan threw it hard at his neck.
It was like a soccer ball, and I threw it really hard.
Dude, he just
Yeah.
chucked it at his neck.
Mr. Baseball over here.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else about Miss Key?
I remember that she used to always try to sing the national anthem, and it was like horrible, and everyone just look around.
Oh, I think we can go on to the subject about Ricky's class.
Yeah,
It
alright.
ain't gold as butter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, there's this kid named Randall,
Oh, shit.
and
He liked Thomas the Train.
he really liked
A
Thomas
lot.
the Train
And Minecraft.
and Minecraft. And also, he liked to say that he was a big Scottish Minecraft fan, I think, so he said, "It's not gold, it's butter."
I think he was a theater kid at heart too, because
was,
even in
man.
high school he still.
He
sings.
was.
Yeah. He honestly. So basically,
He's a
what
pretty
we're
cool
alluding
kid.
to is that. All right, one day.
There's gonna be a lot of editing.
Yeah, one day he told Miss Key, he said, he was like, "Do you have the soundtrack to TNT?" And she was like, "Do you mean Dynamite?" And he said, "No, I mean TNT."
The Minecraft. song.
And then, so yeah, he sang the Minecraft song in front of us, and I'll be the first to say it, he kind of killed it.
He did. He
Yeah,
really
he
did.
did, he did, he
I
did.
give him a 5-star Yelp review.
True.
He could have his own Broadway show for it.
So, speaking of kids that were in our elementary school's class, what about, what should we name him? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yarn. Like
No.
last name.
Yarn, yeah, let's just call
Yeah,
him Yarn.
Yarn.
So,
Yeah.
what was this kid Yarn like?
So
He was a
This kid-
satanic guy.
he was pretty weird. Like, I'll admit he was one of my best friends. Like, he was hilarious and he was nice and stuff. But he was pretty weird. Like, I don't know. I think he learned a lot that year.
Like,
cussing and
scary
stuff.
weird, though.
Oh my
Scary
god,
stuff.
okay,
good
wait,
way.
sorry, just off the
The
topic.
A to Z thing.
No, about learning stuff, and one of our other friends, Nick Hamilton. Let's just say we taught him a ton of stuff in 5th grade that he did not know, and it was really funny. But about Ethan
I
Cohn.
think Ethan made like this A to Z booklet of like any bad word from any letter that he could do, and our teacher found it, and didn't even get that mad at him, which was surprising. But
because it was
and
impressive.
His explanation was, "I just learned them and I want to remember them," and that was like the funniest thing ever. And he'd beat kids with sticks at recess.
Yes.
And just chase them and hit them.
He used to
Random
hold.
kids.
So we all played soccer. I don't know if Logan did actually.
I did
but-
most of the time.
Yeah, we basically
Yeah.
all just played soccer, and then Yarn over here just got 2 sticks, and he'd be like,
He
would
hit some
smack
kid in the
everybody.
leg and made them bleed, and like he never got in trouble for anything.
No,
Like,
he never did.
got in trouble.
Even if he did, he would just.
And just laugh. and
He
just
thought it was
walk away.
hilarious.
And I remember on my birthday in 5th grade, I was getting on my bus, and my bus driver heard him and just didn't say anything. This kid goes, "For your birthday, I'm gonna bomb your house and kill your family," and it was just out of nowhere.
Something else that he did, I remember that Yarn is speaking about threatening people. He, for one, told Logan he was going to kill his entire family.
Like just out of
randomly.
nowhere.
Yeah. But he also, so basically this female that was in our, this girl that was in our class said that she wanted to become president, and then he goes, "I'm going to kill the president."
No, he said, if that's the case, then I'm gonna kill the president. He didn't say I'm gonna kill. He said if that's the case.
Yeah, so he got,
And that was in our
Yeah.
counseling class, or like the one where we're supposed to be like kind to each other.
You know something that we didn't plan on talking about? I think we need to talk about the tape.
what tape?
The big ball.
Oh, yeah, so
That's a big story.
I guess we preface this by saying,
Oh,
obviously,
change the name to like the losers.
maybe. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're talking about is we were called the Losers Club. Obviously, I mean, I know everybody has their own group of friends' names, and that's a very common one,
But
honestly.
it was the club everyone wanted to be in at that point.
It
We
was.
were the cool kids.
We
Minus Logan.
yeah, we
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
minus Logan, but
I've evolved.
yeah, so we were the Losers Club, and loser has an acronym which we will never ever reveal ever. But we have the code in a piece of tape, and it's really big now.
It's
It was-
never getting opened.
Yeah,
It's
there's
never getting.
tons of staples, note cards, because we used to, from our certain teacher's class in 5th grade, she had a drawer full of, like a
Index
cabinet
cards.
drawer full of index cards, and we would take them and staple them all around it.
Also, it's probably got at least $20 in it from different like
Probably.
Oh,
coins
definitely.
and
There's random
dollars.
things in there. There's action figures in there, too.
We need to add on to it, honestly. That's a really cool thing, though. I forgot about that. But other cool things we did. You guys remember? Do you think we can say that? I think we can say that.
No.
Gak
Yeah,
box?
yeah.
Oh, I should have brought proof. I had them at
Oh
my
yeah,
dad's
he
house.
should have brought the Gak box. But basically, you want to tell me about Gak box, Logan?
So we made our own little currency, and it was based off of one of our friends, and we just like hid them, like around the school and like in the bathroom and everything. And didn't the principal like?
Yeah, didn't Mr. N find
yeah,
it?
Mr. M found it, and like was like, everyone was just confused, like, and we all knew about it. And like all the teachers were like just confused about what was going on, and we just didn't tell anyone for the longest time that we knew, and we just kept doing it.
Well, because the
Like-
thing was, if you found one and if you found enough of them, you could bring it to us and we would give you a
I
prize.
don't think
Yeah,
anyone, I don't
no
think
one ever
anyone.
But
did
nobody
that.
ever
No
found
one ever
enough
did.
because they were hidden very well.
Well, and I know y'all would just like, if they did find them, y'all would be like, it's not enough, and like we just like keep.
Well, because no,
saying
it had to
we
be
need more.
100, and each gag buck was worth
Yeah.
25 points.
But they just like keep saying it wasn't enough though.
Who actually like? How many people do you think actually collected those?
I feel like a lot of people tried, but no one
a
actually.
lot of people
got
like
them.
found like one or two, but that was it.
We'd hide them in like the little like light switch thing that would
Yeah,
like
we-
lock, like the things that you couldn't just get
In the bathroom, the one switch thing that we took out.
It would like
Yeah.
be locked, and you couldn't even open it, and we'd hide them in there. And
I
people,
remember there was some underneath the stairs too, and that's the one
Yeah.
Mr. Then the one you got
I'm
caught was the
surprised
one
Miss
in the
Key
water
didn't find
fountain.
it. I'm surprised Miss Key didn't
Yeah,
find it.
when she was down there waiting for Danny to come around.
If she had enough, she could have gotten her job back. Maybe we didn't even mention that she got
forced
fired.
she got forced to retire. Is the way they put it. And then she showed up at our middle school like the next year.
Of course, I wasn't there that day though.
Dude, I was
Well,
so
was that
scared.
before you-
That I didn't even go there for the first year.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
We can leave that for a little bit though.
Maybe middle school. That could be middle school.
Some
'cause-
other funny things in elementary school. One main one I'm saying is that what did we used to do
Well,
when we
okay,
got out
okay.
of lunch?
Did
Preface
Logan
this-
do that?
Yeah, I did. It was
Yeah.
me, you, and then like,
Danny and
Jack,
Gavin Watson
Gavin.
happened to do it at one time.
He did it.
All right,
but he
well,
got in
we'll
trouble.
explain
Okay,
it.
We should
first.
preface this by saying that our 5th grade teacher was like the most chill teacher ever, and just did not care what
Big
we
ups.
did. Like, she was like one of the best teachers we've ever had.
Well, she didn't really know who was doing it though.
She knew we.
I think
did
she had an
it.
idea,
She
but
didn't care.
she didn't have
She'd see
enough
us-
proof to punish
She'd see
us.
us run down the stairs and wouldn't get mad.
Yeah.
Like, she knew it was us.
How did she not notice all of the books that we would? Because basically we had these book boxes.
That
on
we had
each
to
of our
build. We had to
desks.
build with cardboard. We had to build these little tiny boxes you put on the corner of your desk, and you would put the books you're reading that week in there.
And we would just go on
Kick
people's
'em.
desks and just start kicking the shit out of them.
Well, and like
all of them.
I remember like someone got like shoved in one of the little cubbies, like, and like, it was in there like
I think
stuck. when she
it was
walked in.
it was Gavin. I think Ethan caught or
Ethan probably.
Ethan,
Or
Yarn, Mr.
probably
Yarn probably pushed him in.
Yeah, because he was.
But-
oh, I didn't even think about this. Yarn, it was surprising. We had that little like Secret Santa in 5th grade, and he
Yes.
got me, and he actually gave me like a really cool ornament. Like, it wasn't even like a bad gift. Like,
Let's
I
talk
thought
about the
it'd
Secret
be.
Santa then, real
Wait,
quick.
let's talk
Oh,
about what
yeah.
Evan
Yeah,
got
yeah.
me real quick.
I found a rock in my yard, and I just drew a picture of a soccer goal and a soccer player with a
Okay,
ball.
let's be honest. It was a
and
good
that's it.
picture though. It was.
It
Really
was a
good
pretty
picture.
nice drawing.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice.
It
For a
stood.
fifth
It
grader?
stood
For a
outside.
fifth grader, it was good.
It was outside your house for like 5 years.
Yeah, and then I moved, so it's not. I wonder if it's
Probably still there.
I don't know where it would be. But I got some girl for Secret Santa, and basically everyone knows. But with Secret Santa, you just put in like your interests, and I just took pictures of each of our interests, put it on a PowerPoint slide, printed it out, and gave her the piece of paper.
All right, well, we got to get back to the running on desks thing.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
There was a friend of ours named Mr. G,
Mr. G. Yeah.
and he was pretty crazy back then,
Mhm.
and he happened to do the same thing as us one time and run to the class and kick the books off the desks. But the teacher caught him doing it, and he got in like a ton of trouble.
It was like one of the few times he did it.
Yeah, like
We
one of
did
the, it was. I think it was
every
like his
day.
first or second time ever doing it with us, and he's
We
the one
did
who
it
got in
like
trouble.
every day and never got in trouble. And he.
Ooh, I just thought of something. We should talk about the DC trip
Oh yeah,
because that was so much fun.
I forgot. a lot
I got
about
in
it,
trouble.
but-
I got in trouble the first day of the DC trip because I walked on a crosswalk.
You
Like
jaywalked?
I was
You jaywalked in
jaywalking.
DC?
I was jaywalking, and Mrs. T got very upset.
Mrs.
Oh,
T.
okay. Yeah, I know you're talking. The one who used
the-
to teach younger grades.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the teacher
yeah.
for Odyssey of the Mind.
Oh, it just I saw her like twice at Lowe's and she didn't say anything to me. Which was kinda fun.
I've seen her a couple times.
I haven't seen her since.
I've seen our teacher a bunch of times.
I used to
see her a lot at the Rocky's
her
Bagels
one.
place.
I was gonna see her one.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't do it though.
But about the DC trip, something funny was we had to fill out this, like, you guys remember that assignment we had to
Extra
do?
credit.
The extra
Yeah,
credit
yeah.
assignment?
Take a picture with Abraham.
You had to take a picture with a bunch of stuff, and one of them was with Abraham Lincoln, and I forgot to take the picture with the Abraham Lincoln statue, so I just took a penny up and I was like, "Can I do this instead?" And she said, "Sure." I didn't turn in the project.
I remember.
But then you
Evan's-
ended up
Evan's
buying-
mom was like so strict about like getting him to do it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember like on the bus.
Because I
she'd
wasn't
make
gonna
you
do it.
You
Yeah,
know
I was
one
doing.
did
I had to do
yeah.
it the whole way bus ride home.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Golden Corral when you weren't allowed to have the sweets.
Yeah, but I did it anyways.
Golden Girl was good.
was so
that night.
funny, man.
That was good, man. Good.
That was, dude. I like, even though you're not supposed to, I put the cotton candy under the chocolate fountain. I'll admit, and it just
ew.
it just disappeared.
It's
I
disgusting.
remember. Okay, so we also rented out part of the hotel's conference room.
yeah.
It did a pizza party with a bunch of dancing and stuff.
What's his
And
name
there,
started crying.
me and Danny were sitting alone, and Mrs. Let's see, we'll just call her
Mrs. MC?
No, Mrs. L for because we see her at the
Oh,
lake all
yeah,
the time.
yeah, yeah.
She didn't like that we weren't dancing with everybody else, so she grabbed our chairs and pulled us to the middle of the dance floor and had everybody dance around me and Danny.
That was so funny, man. I feel like
She got me a soda for dancing, slow dancing with Jackson Scroggs.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Oh, I
that.
remember
you
that.
you were like, she was like, "Can you do this?" And you're like,
I
Wait,
said
but
I
you
would.
get me.
Jackson didn't really want to, and I was like, "We give me soda."
and then
She
wait,
got me one.
didn't you have her? Didn't you have the DJ play a slow dancing song
Yeah,
for
we played like Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran. It was like thinking out loud.
for who? Who was it for?
Me and Jackson.
No. You were gonna do it. You were gonna dance with somebody else too. You remember who did me and you like in 5th grade?
I did not do
Yes,
that.
you did.
No, I did not do
yes,
that.
you did.
You were the one who was talking about her on that trip.
Okay,
that
yeah,
was
but-
not me.
You
that
did a
was
slow
you.
dance for her.
yeah, Evan.
No,
remember
that
on
is
the
not
way
true.
there, you and her were texting, and
Yeah.
you were like 2 seats away, and you kept like peeking over. That was so cringe.
I remember in the woods, in your neighborhood, that one time we were going down to what did we call it?
The creek.
Penis Island or something like
Penis
that.
Island.
Yeah.
And we were walking down the hill, and I kicked a log down the hill, and it tripped her, and she fell down the hill.
Oh my god! But so this girl that was like, they were
Everyone
both going
liked
for.
her pretty much at some point.
Yeah, but
Everyone
let's
did.
go over what Logan did to
Shut
try to
up.
sway her.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We're not going over. We're not going over.
Yeah,
we're
we
not
are.
going.
So
Dude.
basically, what happened is, Candygrams, like the school,
I got misled. Her friends were jerks.
Okay.
It was
at the time.
wasn't it?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was you could buy Candygrams for people and leave a message.
I didn't
so,
know she didn't like chocolate.
So basically, Logan bought her a Candygram. But to preface this, Logan doesn't like chocolate. She also doesn't like chocolate, but he didn't know that. So
I was told she did like chocolate,
and
I
of
got
course,
screwed.
because you had to put which teacher class was in, so all the teachers learned about it. It was
so
gossiped around,
awkward.
and then everyone in the entire grade knew about it.
I still remember the day she received it too,
was
because
so
we were all in the
awkward.
in the gym room, and she was
know.
standing on stage when she got it.
And then instead of just telling Logan, "No, I'm not interested," her friends came and said, "Logan, she wants to date you."
I know.
And then she
That
eventually
was
just
in
said,
lunch.
"I never said that."
Yeah. Over trivia crack.
Wait, did she
That
text
was
you
the
over
best.
trivia
I
crack?
didn't have a phone. I had an
Oh my
iPod back
God.
then.
Oh, I remember Logan used to just talk on
Yeah.
trivia crack and
Well, I had
Clash of
nothing else
Clans.
to text. I would text in Clash
Oh
of
yeah, I
Clans
remember the
all
only
day.
way we could text Logan was
All
Loga
day.
on Clash of
Yeah.
Clans.
Just one weird memory. I remember that there was like an earthquake warning, and me and Logan were texting over Clash of Clans chat at like 3 a.m. because we were both awake.
I was like I was like in my my downstairs closet, and we were just texting on Clash of Clans, and I kept going on Global, just like cussing out kids.
Oh my god, this is not really related, but do you guys remember in Clash of Clans when you'd go in global chat and then you would literally just be like, "Let me join your clan, I'm
Oh,
high
yeah.
rated," and then you'd kick everyone from their
I
clan.
Yeah.
used to like get co-leader and then kick everyone who wasn't.
I think we should go on to Mr. Columbia now.
Mr.
Oh,
Columbia?
dude. Mr. Wet and Wild.
I think we're saving this if we can do any more elementary school stuff.
Saving
If you
what?
guys think of any.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm burned out on elementary.
I think we're
I think
fine.
we're
Alright.
good. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
covered
Well,
it.
no, wait. There was that one time where it was super funny to Danny and Reed, but in like first or second grade, we were doing an obstacle course.
We were.
Where we had to run around a tree, and our midget friend Reed Rouse decided to run by the tree,
Christmas.
like reach up and grab a tree. And the tree he pulled forward, and I'm running behind him, and he lets go, and it sliced underneath my eye, and it literally cut open like 2 inches deep into my skin, and
Let's
I had to go
also-
get like
I
stitches for
actually
it.
said, guys, be careful of this one branch.
And Reed just decided to
That
try
just
to
made me
kill
think
me.
of so many things. Another thing kind of like
I
that.
remember when Jack stole his chicken nugget and you like pinched him and like made him bleed while we were
yeah.
watching like
Okay,
Magic School Bus.
I
or
have like
something.
3 things I need to say right now because I just thought of them. For one, you guys remember when Reed speared Jack's ear and made him deaf in one
Oh,
of his
yeah.
ears?
Jack talked.
Oh,
about it
if we're
yesterday.
on that topic, then I remember the time you shoved over Jack and gave him a concussion.
Oh yeah,
Under
so,
wasn't that under the sink?
No, yeah, he pushed him and he hit his head into a sink.
Oh, like
it was so
the
funny.
faucet.
But also one time, wait. Why am I blanking now? I had like 3 things I needed to say. It was the one time with the fucking. Fuck.
What's it about?
What?
Well, like what's it? What were we talking about?
If we're talking about injuries, I remember the time Annabelle Craig fell off the monkey bars and got her wind knocked out of her.
Jack talked about that last night too.
Who?
Jack.
Really?
Yeah. And then like about how he like fell on Chloe during football, and then like he like tackled Chloe,
Go ahead.
and she like we had to stop playing football.
So basically, another time in kindergarten, actually, you guys know the game Street Fighter, where you just like it's like a fighting game. Me and Jack were playing
But
Street
you played
Fighter.
Adventure Time.
We did play Adventure Time most of the time, but we played Street Fighter once, and Jack was swinging someone around, and then he swung it directly into the back of back of the kid's head into my face, and both of my tooth fell out, and I had to go to like the hospital. It was so funny. I remember I got so much injuries as a kid. Another one was me and my brother were fighting, and he just like he pushed me against the door, and it split open my head.
Oh, some other time when we were at your house, your brother was very upset with me, you, and Gavin, and you remember this? We were sitting on the bottom of the stairs, and he kept chucking clothes hangers at us, and then we ended up hiding underneath the stairs, and then your mom came home and started throwing them back at him, and like started yelling at him, and then Gavin just hung out with us the rest of the day.
Yeah. Also, one time throwing stuff at you and Gavin's combined birthday party. That one time, Nathan just kept throwing rocks at me, and so I screamed like "fuck off!" And your parents heard me, but they just went silent. Cause like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It was so
There was
funny.
something I was about to say. Another thing when we would play soccer at Pierce, there was like this side field, and we used the trees as the goal markers. And one time, all of the boys got together and we linked arms and said that we were the Wall of China and wouldn't let anybody in. And then we got in trouble with the teachers for not playing nicely with the other students.
That was so fun.
They got mad over
You remember MMR? Basically, there was these 3 kids that played soccer with us. I'm not gonna say any of their names, but fuck you, Evan. But they were just really annoying, and we called them MMR, and we just hated them, honestly. One of them was our friend after for like a long time.
Yeah, he would. Every time he got the ball, he
was
would
really
punt
good
it.
at kicking.
Yeah,
but just all
he'd
he could
only
do.
punt it.
But then
Never do anything else.
the other what was I gonna say? The other
other
M was terrible.
He was.
And then one time,
Yeah.
you remember? I'm just gonna have to
Is
say.
this part
I'm
of
just
it or
gonna
we
have
got
to say the name because I don't know if you guys remember him. Ian Sawyer.
Yes.
One time he was like, so there was a line of bushes on the fence where the other side was, and he ran over to get one of the balls, and I just ran over there and shoved him into the bush. And he like came out with like 4 or 5 scratches on him, and he was bleeding a lot, and I got in a lot of
Remember when
trouble
the dog dug a hole under the fence?
and came through.
Yeah,
We would throw tennis balls all the time over there.
Something that
Alright,
just
yeah.
is kind of more general is, do you guys remember how people would just open mouth throw up in class, like constantly?
I never did it. Like I did it. I went to the bathroom every time I had to, but like someone threw up like on my shoe one time. It was so.
You guys want to hear
gross.
something I've never told anyone ever?
What?
I guess a ton of people know now.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna
in
know
kindergarten, one time I shit my pants and I just didn't tell anybody. I deadass just had shit in my pants the entire day.
What do you think Logan's doing right now?
Yeah, right now. But I in
That's
first,
why you smell so
in
bad.
Chill, man. He said I smell like Panera or whatever.
Pantene.
Panera.
In first grade, we were doing like station work, and I was like on the computer, and it was like the only one that like was timed out of all of them. And that was when we had like bathrooms in the classroom. Like that was like the one year we did because it was the big rooms.
Oh yeah.
And I like asked her, I was like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" She was like, "We'll finish the activity." It was like a 10-minute activity. And that was like when you would tell them you had to go to the bathroom right when you had to go. Like it was not like before. So I like needed to go bad, and I peed my pants, and like I was wearing jeans, so it's like stained. And it was the beginning of the day, and we like it smelled so bad. And then we went like outside for PE, and everyone was like, "Why are your pants wet?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just sweat." Yeah.
Dude,
I think that
fucking
should lead us into the next middle school topic though.
Which
The
one?
P.
Oh.
It leads us perfectly into
So
the next
yeah,
topic.
that leads us directly into the topic. Basically, there's this person named Cheddar, and Cheddar,
That's it, yeah.
Cheddar basically a little off. Let's not fret, but
She's friends with my mom though.
yeah, I mean she's not like a bad. She's
She's
cool.
funny. She's
funny, yeah. And she sat next to me because we had assigned seats in my 7th grade class. And I remember one time she said, "I need to use the bathroom." She got up, ran to the teacher, said, "I need to go to the bathroom." She said, "You can go before or after lunch, not during." So she sat back down, and then you just
You know what assigned at lunch?
yeah, one time because we were acting bad. And I heard her like, "Oh my god, I really have to go." And then she got up and like running. She was like, "I really have to go." And she had peed herself. But she, instead of just going straight to the bathroom, she asked again. And they were like, "Oh my god, you peed yourself. Go." And then this other man who might be a little off
Just
too,
call him knee brace.
knee brace, knee
Yeah.
brace. He looked down, he was like, "What's that?" Puts his hand in the pee and then goes
Hey, and he was in one of our classes in freshman year, and we'd ask him every day after lunch. We'd be like, "Do you remember what it smelled like?" He'd always be like, "I didn't do it. I didn't do it."
He always denied it, but
Yeah.
he
And
knows
the,
he did.
The pee incident with Cheddar actually happened twice. I mean, he didn't smell it twice, but it happened twice
He
within like a
probably
week.
did. He
It was
probably
once
did.
in 6th grade, it was once in 8th grade, I think.
True. And one of them was in 7th grade, I know for a fact. But.
So
That
3
was when,
times.
like, Reed would give you all the food and all that.
Oh yeah, dude. I sat with Reed and then this kid named Charlie, and I just stole both of their lunches, man.
That was when we had like Sam and Gabe.
All right, I want to talk
Yeah.
about Mr. Columbia now.
Mr. Columbia.
Mr. Columbia happened
let's
to
say
be
he
our...
gets pretty wet and wild. I saw
Yeah.
I saw him at Wet and Wild one time, and
That was a
we
good
took a
segue.
picture together. It was pretty lit.
Mr. Columbia happened to be our middle school Spanish teacher. And he wasn't very much of the second word I said, which was teacher. He was more of just Spanish.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll let you guys talk about it more. But one thing that happened is we had this assignment where we had to make like a commercial or something, and I was with 2 people. One named Ethan, he wouldn't mind his name being said, and one named Jackson, who also wouldn't mind.
Hoots.
Yeah, Ethan, Hoots, and Jackson. We were in a group project, and basically we just didn't fucking do it because we were really bad at Spanish. And He just didn't put the grade in because you would think he would put it in as a 0. There was just no grade been put in, and he just never noticed. So
what was the seat called that was sat alone?
La Quinta Pora.
Yeah,
something
I
like
thought
that.
it was like law. Yeah,
It was something like that, and it was like the punishment chair, but everyone like kind of wanted.
Everybody
to
wanted to sit there.
It wasn't
Everybody
like
thought they
that
were
much
cool
of a
for it.
punishment. And like he like
The
iced you and
worst
everything.
punishment you could ever get in Mr. Columbia's classes
350.
is 350.
350.
If you did anything bad in class, he would make you come after you got dismissed from class and stand there with him for 5 minutes, so you got to go home late.
I remember I almost missed the bus once because I had 350.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Well, and he'd keep you like as the buses were leaving. Like one day I was like I didn't ride the bus.
He
all
did
the
it
time.
purposefully.
I rode the bus like half the time, I guess, in 6th grade. And there was like one time where I did have 350 and I missed the bus, and my dad I had to wait there like 20 minutes, and then my dad came, and it was just like
If we ever wanted to meet up with this man, I happen to know what neighborhood he lives in.
I mean, we could pull
We
up.
could find
yeah.
him. We could get him part of the podcast.
But
True, we could actually get it. That'd be cool.
He's strong though. He would lift like before school every day. He was massive.
You
And
guys remember?
He always
would
carried
pick
his
up the
giant
desk.
lunchbox.
He'd pick up the desk with like 2 fingers.
He sometimes he'd do it
And
with his pinky too.
But I was like I was like sleeping on the desk, and he picked it up and slammed it, and I like hit my head on the desk, and it hurt so bad.
Oh my god! Do you guys remember how fucking terrible his lunches smelled though?
Oh, it was
Yeah,
bad.
it
I
was
remember one time.
Yes.
So, two of our friends, Scotty and Pop, we were in the same Spanish class. Were you in that class?
Yeah,
8th grade
It
year.
was a good class.
Do you
We had
remember?
Ice
Okay, so
Cube
you
and
would remember what I'm talking about then.
the phone situation.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
Scotty happened to have his
This is the
telephone.
last day of school.
Yeah, last day of school. Scotty happened to have his telephone with him, and you're not supposed to in his class because he'll freak out.
TNA
But
Mobile.
he had it with him, and he was giving it to Pop to put away, and it was inside of Pop's jacket, and they just left it there, and there was no issue or anything. And Mr. Columbia didn't like that the jacket was there and thought that there was a phone, and he picked up the jacket and a phone fell out, so he took it just because the phone was in the jacket.
Yeah, because you
Well,
for some reason couldn't even
That
have
wasn't what I thought you were talking about. But you keep going.
for some reason you couldn't even have your phone like in your pocket. It had to be in your locker.
They were strict about phones.
Yeah.
Do you remember when our other friend Braden happened to kick him in the balls? So Scotty
Well,
just started like pushing him to the
Yeah, no,
floor.
but Braden keeps changing the story because
He does.
So me and Scotty were just chilling outside before soccer practice in 8th grade, and Braden picks up some can and was throwing it at me and Scotty, and Scotty and I were getting pretty upset with it, and I didn't do anything, but Scotty did something to him, and then Braden like kicked him or something, and then started running. And Scotty like chased him, and Braden says this isn't how it happened, but it literally is. Scotty chased him on the track, put his foot in front of him, and pushed Braden forward. So Braden fell and like skinned his knees and his hands. And he went up to Coach. And was like, "Coach, I'm bleeding all over. Look what Scotty did to me." He's like, "I don't care what Scotty did. Just clean up."
All right.
I don't.
All right. Well, this is the end of the first part. We're gonna have a quick intermission, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back with the second part. So you can see the lighting's a little better.
I
We
like
kinda
Fortnite.
Fucked it. You do like Fortnite.
At least I don't play till
Sounds
3 a.m.
great.
every day.
All right. Well, I think one thing we need to talk about is during middle school we had that spring break trip, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that was freshman year.
No,
that was ninth
No, it
grade.
wasn't.
And when Reese and Thomas came, that was ninth grade.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, well
I believe
let's
it
just
was that.
let's
Okay,
just
we can
pretend.
still
I think it was.
Yeah. That was ninth grade year because that was when Nathan was a senior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let's just add
Either
it
way,
in
it's still
anyway.
funny. It's still funny.
So where did we go, Evan? Where did we
So
go?
we went to Myrtle with Danny's family, and
It was a very
Logan
fun
came
trip.
along as well.
It was
Of
a very
course,
fun trip.
it was a very
It was our
fun
second
trip.
time going because we
It
went.
It
when
was
Jake
definitely the
went.
best time. that
It was
we
better
went,
than
though.
the
It was
first time.
best.
It was
Yeah.
way better. We dug a hole.
We
did dig a
dug
hole.
such
We dug a
big
pretty
hole.
cool hole.
And what also we did? You guys remember how we fucking broke all? I don't know if that was the same time, but me and Evan both fucking broke our phones in the same exact.
That was
Oh
the
my
first time.
gosh,
That was the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah, it was the first time.
That was
2
bad.
hours apart. We both broke our phones.
Yo, dropped him down like the spiral staircase.
And it was like no, but mine wouldn't work at all. Yours at least worked, but that was literally like our
His
second
was
day
like
there.
blacked out.
Yeah, and I
Like, we had to
literally
call
didn't
his
have a
mom
phone.
from my phone.
I didn't have a phone for the last 3 days we were at the beach.
But the reason how it broke is there was a spiral staircase, and we all insisted that we climb through the science staircase, and we had like, of course, we were wearing bathing suits and shorts because it was
Yeah.
the spring, but
It was.
So
we were at the beach.
Fell out.
And dude, we had like a really sick basement type thing there. Like we had our own room and bathroom, and like
Oh,
it
yeah,
was like
dude.
connected to a pool.
Dude,
That
look
was
how
really
short
cool.
your
And
house.
then shut up. All right. Then what did we do instead of going out for like most of the time?
We watched like 5 seasons of The
We
Walking
sat
Dead.
in bed and watched The Walking Dead.
No,
and
we
Logan
walked
wouldn't
a
go to the
lot.
beach with us any of the days.
We
True,
went,
because
like,
Logan was
every
sick
day.
one of the times.
Logan
I
was
got
sick.
sick and
Logan
threw up
got
a few
sick.
times in one day.
This was way pre-COVID.
And nobody was. We all left and went and got ice cream
I
without
was
Logan.
just asleep.
And then Jake just shows up when you're there alone.
Yeah, and he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "What?" I didn't even know y'all were gone.
We just went to get ice cream when Logan was asleep.
Yeah, and I like called y'all, and you were like, "Oh, we're getting ice cream."
Dude, that was so funny. But
I
back
like
to
ate
what?
too much fried food. or
Back to the
something.
second time. This is actually like the same week when Endgame came out, which is how. I
Oh, we saw the
remember it.
premiere. We were like the first viewing.
I mean,
crazy.
the beach trip all around was pretty fun. My favorite part probably was when we went mini golfing and Danny and his dad got into a fist fight.
Not a fist fight,
It
but
was
definitely a
big
mental
argument.
fight.
It was
It was
big
a
argument.
very, very funny
'Cause,
argument.
let's just say I'm pretty
Danny was in the
competitive.
wrong.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Do you
It
actually
was-
think I was?
Yes,
Yeah,
by far.
you
You just
got
like you just
mad.
kept messing up on every hit, and
Well,
like getting
no,
mad.
you like kicked someone's ball, and he like told you not to, and then you were like, "I need to win," and then like he got like really pissed.
Okay,
and then
that's
you
not
got
that's
mad.
not exactly what happened. Let's
It's
just
partly
say
what happened.
let's
it's
just
it's
say-
kind of
Yeah.
it's not it's right it's along the right line.
No, because what basically happened is my dad let people like redo their balls, and I was like, "Come on, man!" Because I was last, I think. 'Cause
yeah,
I
you
was,
were
like,
last by a decent bit, and your
Yeah.
dad was like letting me and Logan like get another hit or something.
He was trying to.
And you were
annoy
getting
you.
really
He was
mad.
trying to annoy you, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's the way we can put it.
But then Danny
it
got
was
a
kinda
little out of
both y'all
hand.
in the wrong because over that whole trip, y'all like kind of bickered about like random
We did,
things,
we did.
and then it just like boiled out.
Well, so did you two.
Yeah, we fought a lot.
You do that every time
We
that
just,
we
like,
hang out for a
argue,
few
yeah.
days in a row.
We just like I don't know. We
You guys
argue
get
over
tired of
random
each other.
Dude, I have a social clock for sure. But
things. Yeah. Well, it was still a good trip.
so the second time, obviously, when we went, something that was funny is our friends were also at the beach and like 20 minutes away. So they just came over for a night, and what
They went to Endgame with us.
Yeah, we watched.
And his
Endgame.
mom paid for us, and we never paid it back.
his
we-
grandma paid for us.
Reese, we never paid you back, and we ain't fucking gonna do it.
We ain't
But-
doing it. We ain't doing it.
But what happened that night? Start off, Evan. What were me, you, and Thomas doing?
Well, we'll just preface it by this. We were at the beach house, and there were 2 different rooms connected by a shady bathroom.
It was
And
bad. It was creepy.
Logan was watching the end of some UNC basketball game.
It was the NBA playoffs.
Okay,
It was
some
Clippers versus
playoffs
Warriors,
game for
yeah.
the NBA, and then Reese happened to be asleep like a little baby at 12 o'clock at night.
It was like 11.
And me, Danny, and no, it was 12
It was
because
11?
it was 12
Oh, okay.
because me, Danny, Thomas, and I were all in one room making some much needed phone calls to businesses way out of our area, just asking them random questions.
Hunkomania.
Hunkomania by far is the favorite.
No.
Shout out to
Chicken breast minus
Hunkomania.
The chicken is the favorite.
No. Shout out to
Hunkomania.
Hunkomania. They
Shout out
gotta give us
Hunkomania, California.
free tickets, please.
True. Oh, that's my cat. I'm sorry.
And then, so we were all just sitting there having a good time, and then we just started smelling this funky smell. So me, Danny, and Thomas were like, okay, what is going on? So we just opened the door, and there's smoke everywhere. So then we start looking around for it, and we're like, okay, well, we can't find it, so we might as well get Danny's parents. And we go into their room, and we're like, yo, we think there's a fire somewhere.
And then
his
His
dad.
dad's like in underwear.
His
He starts
dad,
running
no.
around.
Okay, his dad's literally laying. Okay, the room they were in had 2 like small beds, one over here, one here. His dad was in the far one, throws the cover off, just in his bare underwear, jumps over Dan's bed, and then runs out into the kitchen trying to find where the fire was coming from.
I've never seen him move that
and
fast.
the funniest part is everyone's like getting their stuff, and Reese was still asleep.
Yeah,
I was
Reese
trying to
just
wake
stayed
him up,
asleep.
and he was like, "Man, get off me! Get off me! I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah, he
And
wouldn't listen to us if there was a
wouldn't get
fire
up.
in the
He thought we
house.
were like trying to trick him, and there was like an actual like the water heater like what happened?
The water
It,
heater.
It, like,
It just
overheated.
The water
overheated.
overheated pretty
You know
much.
why it overheated? Because each of us and my parents were
Just
all
took hot
taking
showers.
2 hot showers a day in some tiny, shitty.
Well, it was an
beach house.
old water heater too.
Yeah.
the
it
fire
was.
department said it wasn't safe. Like before.
Oh, and the house had no smoke alarms.
yeah, so
And
we
then
didn't even know.
The funniest thing to me, honestly, is we had to basically our landlord that we were like renting because we was like for a week, basically just gave us another place to stay
it was
at.
nice.
And Reese told his like parents or grandma, whatever, and they just didn't seem to care that much.
They were like,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, I told my parents that when we got back home from the beach. I never even told them.
I
but they were
texted my mom
mad
the
at me for
next
not
day,
telling
and
me.
They were like, "Why didn't you call us?"
Yeah, they were mad at me
Yeah,
for not
I mean,
telling me.
what would you tell them though? Honestly,
I mean,
Our
we
house
made
just
it
caught
out
on fire.
safe.
We're waiting
Our
outside.
house caught on fire. We made it out just in time.
Well, I think we had a good 20, 30 minutes, but
Okay, but it's a good thing that we were like, okay, we should see what that smell is. Because if we didn't, it would have been bad.
That would have been bad.
The reason why we knew to go, or the reason why we were awake though, is because we were doing some pretty epic prank calls though. My personal favorite was when Thomas asked if there was mayonnaise on a pizza.
He tried to get mayonnaise, he tried to get mustard, and he tried to get some like horse relish or
Tell
something.
me that girl wasn't low-key flirting with him.
She was. I have a video of it that you could put in your short clips one day. Your short
so
clips
funny,
channel.
Man. Oh my
Link
God.
below.
Yeah, link in description for the clips channel. But yeah, dude, that was so fucking funny. That trip was so great. Okay, well, no, I think we're past the beach house. I think we should go back to middle school stories. And the first one I'd like to talk about is just band class, man.
Which I wasn't part of.
Me and Danny were tromboners back then.
We were
I'm not part of this, so I'm gonna listen to the stories too. I've never heard some of them.
There's some funny ones. So we had this. It was like called the low brass, is like the trombones and the baritones, and that was
for
what
band
like,
nerds.
Yeah, for the band nerds, and it was me, him, and then Thomas, Jason. We can say all that.
Yeah,
Thomas, Jason, Reese, Matthew, Zach. Like all of us were just like we did not actually care about band, and we just messed around. And then there's like the trumpets. There were like Aiden and Julian and Carson. Like everyone just messed around in her class, and she hated it. Like she was
Was Carson?
she was like the most
Carson's girlfriend in there. Don't forget, our friend Carson Cox is dating a girl named Delaney. By the way,
she was.
Okay, just so you guys, that's not true. It's just a big joke, but yeah.
But she like so we liked our 6th grade band teacher, she was a really good teacher, and then she came in and was horrible. So we just disrespected her at any moment we could. Like we'd call her Miss Noftel.
Which was the old
one, just to mess with her and like piss her off.
Also, basically, I'd like to say the reason why she was so bad is because she just wanted to be like a high school teacher. She tried to teach us like band theory.
We didn't care. We just did it because we didn't have an extra class.
Yeah.
And like me and Reese were like renting the school ones, like the school trombones. Like we did not actually care to even get our own. And she like threatened to take it back and like make us just sit there. And we didn't. We would say like we don't care. You can do that. If you
We
want.
don't care.
And she like Reese would never bring his music, so like me and Reese shared music.
what do you mean music? Like did you
They're
guys have
we
like
had
sheet books?
Yeah,
sheet
sheet
books.
music, yeah.
So me and Reese shared it, and she like split us up, so he didn't have music to play, and we'd just sit there and just not play. And then like there was like times when there was like 6 low brass in my class, or like 5. And there'd be days where none of us would bring music, and we just sit there and just like play random notes during the song.
Speaking of playing random notes, is that we would just do that at the concerts. Like in one of the concerts, me and Matthew learned how to play like the Star Wars song where it goes dun 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 dun, and we would just play that really loud during concerts where we're playing something else.
We had a Star Wars song, so we all learned that, and then throughout the whole Star Wars song, even not during that section, we just do that little part to piss her off. And like our class learned ESPN, like the da na 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 na, because we like we're gonna go like do the marching band thing, and so like while she'd be doing tests like with other kids playing, we'd just randomly play it and like ruin the kids' run, and it'd be like she would get so mad.
So I'm gonna talk about a couple things that happened in mine. One thing that happened is that Matthew literally just had headphones in, and he put it in his in his trombone. She was like, "Get those out of your ears!" And he was like, "I'm listening to my trombone, teach." And she got so mad. But another thing that happened is I like to be kind of a piece of shit to teachers a little bit, and if any
If they
teacher,
deserve it,
yeah, or she honestly she didn't deserve as much as
she
she
did.
got, maybe.
Yes, she did.
But
She was
one
a
of the things that she was a bitch. One of the things that she did is she me and Matthew were packing up like 3 minutes till class ended, and she was like, "I didn't tell you guys to pack up," and we were like, "Okay." And then she was like, "All right, well, I guess we have to stop class because the trombones are packing up." So I finished packing up, obviously, and she was like, "Why did you do that?" And it was just so fucking funny because I just laughed. Oh my god.
Well, and another thing is we'd always go like we didn't care even if she was there. Like it's not like we like paid attention to what she said, but whenever there was a sub, we went like extra bad. And like there was one day we took her valve oil, which is like that's how you like keep the trumpet like keep oiled and like not greased and stuck and all that. And we took it and we put soap in it, and like we like put soap and water in her valve oil,
Literally
and, like, poured it
damaged
out, and it damaged her trumpet, and
could
she had
ruin
to
it.
get it replaced. Like it
Did
really,
she know
you
you
guys
guys
had
did
to
it?
pay
for
yeah,
it?
she knew we did it.
Did she not try to like get?
No, she told the principal we didn't get in trouble because our parents just said it was fine.
Well, because what happened is basically she did so much dumb shit that it just, at the end of the day, didn't matter because our teachers and parents, everything didn't care. A prime example of this, sorry, you were trying to talk, but a prime example of this is basically before class.
Does Logan even know about this?
I'm not sure, but
Like the
basically,
email?
yeah, maybe. But basically,
We got
before
emails every
class,
day.
there was a
We send our moms one every week.
well, yeah, but there was percussion instruments, and I touched one like very lightly, and then she got
Specifically a
super
drum.
mad, a drum, and she literally just told me, she was like, "You have to fill out this stupid." I'll like.
She had these
show you
forms
guys.
that she made us like fill out if we
Yeah,
were
it was
bad.
called a think sheet,
And we just wouldn't do it most of the time.
and there was so much dumb shit. Like, one of them was, I choose to ignore the following character traits. And it was like cooperation, respect, following rules. So I crossed all those out and hit other, and I said, I honestly can't think of one. Put a check on that. I literally...
Just
was
read
so
the email.
funny.
Read
Oh.
what you wrote.
Yeah, so in the... Why it happened, because I hit it with... I can't read my own handwriting, man. It was so funny, though. Wait, where's some more funny stuff? I said I owe my apology to the drum. I owed them an apology because I touched the drum without the drum's consent. And I drew a big picture of Pepe, obviously. And then it said, write an apology letter to this person. I said, Dear Mr. Drum, I am sincerely sorry that I touched you without your legal written consent. But being serious, I'm not going to say sorry for touching a drum. And I basically wrote that. And she wrote this long email to my mom saying, Hi, Miss Sumner. I hope all is going well. We had a minor incident in class with Danny messing with the percussion equipment. And she, like, did this big-ass email, and it was just so funny, because my mom just laughed super hard, because it was the funniest thing ever. Oh, my God.
Well, and also, like, she would send... It was, in our class, the kids that she'd email as parents were, like, me, Thomas, Jason, Zach, Reese, like, Aiden, Julian. And she'd send the same email and just change our names, and all of our parents had, like, a group chat, and they'd be like, did you get this email? And they'd be like, yeah. And then they just, like, none of them would respond. Because it was, like... It was on days where we wouldn't even do bad stuff. And she'd just overreact. But then at the band concert, she, like, yelled at us, like, in the middle of the concert, and, like, our parents got, like, really mad at her and, like, talked to her after it, and it was, like, really funny. But
Oh my
yeah,
God, man, that was so stupid.
she was not a good teacher.
I mean, I feel like we did so much just random stuff. Like, didn't you say something happened with Sorb every week or so?
So you know how we had, like, the little locker room, kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We put him in a locker and then locked it and then closed the door on him. And halfway through class, she was like, "Where's JG?" And we were like,
Wait, halfway through class?
It was a long time. And then we were like, "I think he's in the locker room." And then, like, we didn't, like, lock the door. Like, I think he just, like, didn't choose to come out. But he could have. And he just didn't come out. And then we were like, "I think he's in the locker room." And, like, he got a silent lunch because we put him in a locker. And then, like, we'd, like, Thomas would just take people's mouthpiece, like, from their instrument and just, like, hide it. And they wouldn't be able to play. And she'd get mad at whoever wasn't playing. And they do it to JG a lot.
Wait, 1 second.
Okay, I'll do that.
Speaking with lockers, like, one thing that happened that I didn't even tell them about, I don't know if they know about it, is that Matthew pantsed me
I know
once in
this.
front of the
Yeah, I know about
lockers.
this,
So I grabbed him and shoved him against the locker, and then the teacher was like, "What happened?" I said, he pantsed me, so I pushed him. And then she thought I said pinch, so she emailed my mom saying I assaulted a child because they pinched me.
Yeah,
And then that just didn't happen. So then we went to the principal's office, and, like, they were like, "Matthew, you could get sexual assault charges for this." And he was like, "I don't care." And then we just walked back, and I was like, "I don't really care." It was
Yeah.
so funny.
Well, and, like, also on the days with subs, we would, like, switch our instruments and just, like, play. Like, I would play a trumpet or, like, a baritone, and I play
Pre-COVID
trombone.
stuff.
Yeah, we couldn't do that now.
Yeah.
But like, and there was this day we had this Indian sub back then named Mr. A.
Mr. A.
And he
Mr.
so, like,
Ear.
we didn't have our normal instruments, and she would write our instruments next to her name, and we didn't know that she did that. And because I think she knew that we switched.
Yeah,
so
she must have
started
figured
doing
it
that.
out, so she started a list.
Yeah, and then so Zach, he had my trombone, and the dude said his name. He was like James, because his name is actually James, but he goes by Zach. He was like, "James, are you here?" And he said, "I go by Zach." And then he was like, "James, are you here?" Baritone. And then we were like, "Yeah, he's right there." And then he was like, "I called police," and he called the front office.
What?
Yeah, he said, "I called the police," and he called the front office, and the principal came in and was like yelling at all of us. And then we were like, "What's going on?" And then we were like, Zach said his name was Zach, and she was like, "Is that what happened?" He was like, "No, he's yelling at me." Like the teacher said that, and the teacher the sub kept making up stuff, and we were like, "That did not happen."
We're talking about Mr. Ear, right?
Even the weird girls in the front, or the ones that we weren't friends with, they're like, "That didn't happen." Like the ones that didn't like us. So that sub got in trouble, but it was we just get in trouble for random things that we didn't even do because we did stuff.
Something that I think we did enough on band.
Yeah,
I think something funny we need to talk about is a little field trip me and Logan went on.
Yeah, that my team didn't get to go on.
But you didn't have the
yeah,
numbers.
we didn't have enough numbers, so we didn't even get the people that paid didn't get to go either.
Did you get your money back?
Yeah, they gave us
that's
a
good.
part of it back, I think.
But
Water barrel.
So this was called the Sound of Sea or Sound at Sea.
It's like a big trip. Other schools do it too. I've seen a few other schools that do it.
But basically, it's this science field trip. So we had boys cabins, girl cabins, and we did science. Something really funny is that me and Logan were in the same cabin. A bunch of stuff happened there. The first thing is
it was it was all of our friends that were on our team, and only a couple of them were respectful back then. So. And the dad that was in our cabin was one of the girls' dads, which was even more awkward because he didn't know any of us. So I felt bad for him.
Who's dad?
Kendall.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knew me. He knew me, but I didn't know him like that, and it was just really awkward.
Let's just say we pissed him off a lot.
Yeah. But understandably.
So also something that was kind of stupid on their part, we were in showers that just had curtains,
they make us all use the same shower. Too. It was the same one.
We're middle school kids, so obviously Scotty. Scotty opened the shower on Matthew, and he saw his penis basically. And I don't know the truth to all of it, but we just started calling Matthew Shrimp. That was actually my nickname for him.
Yeah,
but
it went around pretty fast, and then
Matthew did get quite bullied for that.
I felt bad.
To be fair, I felt bad.
But then the next day at school, somehow everyone already knew about it, and they started calling that. And he on his story he put a picture of the internet. He was he looked up biggest shrimp, and it was 15 inches. He was "See, this is what y'all mean when you say shrimp." And people believe him even more because he did that. But it was
more
funny.
about that field trip. You guys remember Logan? You remember G, the
water
one counselor? There was just this dude that was a
counselor. And on the first day, we were waiting for the teachers to sign everyone in and all that, and we were just sitting in the little courtyard. I don't know what they called it, courtyard type thing. And the counselors were introducing themselves, and then they were "What questions do you want to know about us?" And some kid was "What's your favorite animal?"
Water
and
bear.
This dude goes, all of them said whole tiger, dog, stuff like that. He goes, "I like the water bear because it is interesting and it is good in water." And it was just none of us had seen him before, and everyone just started laughing, and he got mad.
Is that even a thing, a water bear?
Probably.
Yeah, it is a thing, and he was just really weird, but he's so funny.
Something. Basically, in the meals with that, we had our meal groups, and then we had it was Southern dining, and we had waitrons with just waitress or waiters that had to get us all our food and drinks. And me and Matthew were in the same group, as well as that Mr. G for some reason, even though we weren't even on his team or whatever. And Matthew asked me, said, "Hey, Mr. G, I bet you didn't go to a lot of parties in high school." And I felt so bad, dude, because the man was that's really, really hurtful to say, and I felt really bad because the man started tearing up.
I had Thomas and then this kid named Reed in our group, and me and Thomas talked the whole time, but we would every time we'd pass G's group, we would go crazy because it was Julian and Matthew, and he would yell so loud when we did it, and we threw a stick at Matthew. Across the groups, there was a group in the middle, and somehow we hit Matthew, and he got so mad and came over and talked to the teacher about us, and I think it was Thomas that threw it. It was probably Thomas that threw it because him and Matthew got in a couple big fights that trip.
Well, also something that happened. Matthew got in a ton of trouble that trip.
It was because of Thomas.
This dude named Mr. C. Basically was if you get in trouble 3 times, you have to sleep with me.
Because he had his own special room.
Not that weird. He meant just on the floor next to him. But it was really funny because Matthew got in trouble 6 times and they just never did anything.
You got to specify who Mr. C was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go out of the entire field trip and just talk about Mr. C. So
no, we gotta talk about the underground, the railroad thing.
Okay, that first. Yeah. Oh my God, go start on that.
So there was this night where Underground? It's Underground Railroad.
It was the
Okay.
Underground Railroad.
So we there was this night we didn't even know what was going on. They told us to come out of the cabins. Like it was after a day of doing the lessons and all that, and they told us to go to the little middle thing. I don't know what it's called. The building, the pavilion, and we went in there and they seated us and they're like, everyone needs to take this seriously, and we didn't know what was going on, and they were like, imagine you're a runaway slave in the 1850s.
This is honestly thinking about it so insensitive.
And then so they made us close our eyes, and then they started it was 3 counselors in there, and they were screaming, and they were like, imagine you were running away in the harsh conditions, and they just made it this dramatic play by play, and then they separated us into groups, and we had to act like we were on the Underground Railroad, and we would go to random people one of our white teachers was Harriet Tubman, and it was
honestly kind of bad.
It was really bad.
But,
so it was even worse.
Yeah. So what happened is there was this one teacher named Mrs. P, and she was doing
She was our first science teacher of 3 that year.
Yeah, but she was really kind of being quite racist. She was like, "What are y'all doing down here?" And then Matthew just goes with this laugh that he does.
They made us sit on logs to act
and
we were around the
she grabbed his neck and pulled him to the side and said, "No more."
It was very odd.
Funny, man. Honestly, I didn't even think of that, and that's so fucked up.
It was dark, and they wouldn't let us have flashlights. We just had to walk around the woods, and it was we had the parents were the ones walking us, and they did not let us
that
talk.
That was part of the Sounds of the Sea?
Yes. And it was no one knew it was going to be part of it. They just,
why slavery?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, honestly, why?
We were learning about sea animals. We did
and
squid.
trees.
We did squid dissection, and then that same day we talked about the Underground Railroad.
Was it Black History Month or something?
No. Well, it might have been.
Well, because that would make sense at least. If it was any other month, then why?
I knew it was kind of cold when we went, so it could have been. But it was just random, and it's funny because it was so random.
Well, speaking of that Mr. C, I think that's a good topic we can go on. So, them two had Mr. C in 6th grade, and then us two had Mr. C.
6th grade, he was
pretty cool in 6th grade.
Yeah, he was pretty nice.
To be fair, he was pretty cool in 8th grade, too. He just said some, weird stuff that was funny. And it was just stupid.
Funny at him, not funny, in the
laughing at him, not laughing with him.
Well, one of the things that he always would go over is... This is some kind of culturally insensitive. He'd go I'm 1/16th Cherokee, so I know my people, and he would talk about his people.
We watched this video that brought up Cherokee tradition. He was like, my old family, they definitely did these traditions, and we were like, have you ever met them? And he was like, no, but I'm 1/16th, and it was just he just would always bring that up at every moment he could.
And then another thing that he would bring up is he had a son that he named, didn't he name it Phoenix?
Phoenix, and then the middle... Finn. It was Phoenix for Harry Potter, and then he's going to nickname him Finn for Star Wars. He was a nerd, too. It was funny.
But he would always go, my son will never see the white rhino. And we were like, shut up, man. We're 8th graders.
To our class. He was some kid was on his phone, and he was like, y'all are so environmentally not friendly. And then he was like, your generation is going to make it so my son cannot see zebras.
But speaking about, we mentioned a little bit, is that we had 3 science teachers. The first one, good teacher, nobody liked her.
Okay, the thing is, though, after she left, we realized that we missed her.
And then
because
the second
she was
one,
a good teacher.
But can we just say her name, the first name?
Yeah, I mean...
Rhonda.
What's she gonna do? She got fired.
What's she gonna do? She was basically, she didn't teach us anything, and so no one paid attention. And a couple things that happened in my class is for some reason, she set us all, all my friends in one table, and we started the cheese touch. So where you'd have to do this, or this for the boys for some reason, just not get it.
We did it in elementary school, too. We brought it back in 8th grade.
And basically, we weren't even doing it at this point, because she said, next person that does it gets sent out. So I was just sitting down like this, and she looked at my hand like this, and was like, you're doing the cheese touch. She sent me out of class. And when I went out of class, Mr. C was like, so what'd you get in for? And I was like, nothing. And he was like, well, I don't believe that. It was stupid. But what's more stuff about that?
There's so many things I could say about my 8th grade teachers.
You can talk about
you guys would have no idea what it was.
You can talk about yours.
Yeah.
I've heard stuff about your tutors. But, there was I didn't have a ton of friends in my class. There was only a few kids that I would talk to. Shut up, dude. So, we made this we would take our sweatshirts and jackets, my 2-table group, and we put them over the table and sit under the table and called it Fort Rhonda. And we just wouldn't do our work whenever she'd tell us to, a lot of the time. And she would climb under the table and be like, "Can y'all please get up and sit?" And she'd sit with us and be like, "Can y'all please do your work?" And we'd be like, "Yeah, we'll get up in a minute." And she'd be like, "Okay." And then like we just wouldn't. And
Oh my god.
I remember she showed us the same video for 2 weeks straight, and it was like a 30-minute video. She showed us the same video, and she was like, "This is to prepare for the test, so y'all better pay attention." And the test was about a completely different subject. And I went to like, so there's this administrator that they would call my mom because she looked kind of like my mom. And I told
exactly
It
like
was
her
her
mom.
mom.
Yeah,
It was
And-
her mom.
Yeah, her mom. So I like told her, I was like, and I said to Rhonda, I was like, "This is not what the test is about." And she's like, "Y'all should pay attention." And like she like gave us like a little like smirk, and then we were like, everyone in the class was like, "This isn't fair. This isn't fair," because we didn't know it. It was like on like, something I learned last year. It was not something that we learned in 8th grade, and like we were all like, "This is not what we learned. This isn't the video." And then she was like, y'all should have done your homework, and we never got homework. So it was just like she was just trying to like be mean to us. And then we like told on her, and that weekend like that we came back and they like all gave us flyers like or sheets, and then like our 6th period, and it was like she wasn't there that day, and we had a sub, and they just told us that she wasn't there. And at the end, Miss Bennett came to each class. She was like, "Remember, she was only a sub," and she like got fired.
But one thing that she did to me and my friends is she just randomly one time was like, "All right, guy, I'm holding you guys after class," and we had our last period, so we were like, "Come on!" The bell rang, and then she held us for literally 20 minutes, and I like almost everyone I sat with rode the bus, so all the buses got held up because she held us for like 20 minutes. It was so annoying, man.
Well, and also, the other teachers didn't really care about her either. They didn't like her. So we were in Mr. C's class for 6th, or I guess it was 4th period back then, or 4th core.
Yeah,
they
4th
called it
core.
weird. So
Yeah, they called it course.
yeah,
and
like
then
encore.
band would have been called encore.
Yeah. And so we were in Mr. C's class, and he didn't really like her either. So he didn't care if we messed with her most of the time. And they all had like these, they had like the Braille things, like
Yeah.
We'd put like we would say like we'd make a little index card that say Rhonda and put like penises all over it, and like put it on her door, and she'd take it off every day, and we'd make a new one, and she never found out it was us, but like we just would do it every day, even if her door was open. And then like it was like to the point where people that weren't even on her team would call her Rhonda just out of disrespect, and that was the
Oh my
best
God.
thing ever.
Can I bring up a 7th grade class me and Logan had together?
Yeah.
With Miss.
Oh my yes, do it.
So
the quiz thing.
that was okay. That
Just
wasn't
like
even
cheating.
fair.
It was stupid.
No, okay. Well, I wasn't going to talk about just that, but
Mrs. L.
in Miss L's
Wrong
class, me and Logan sat side by side.
For some
And-
reason, we had like
yeah.
the science table.
Oh yeah. Well, there was one
Jackie-
one combined desk in the class, and me and Logan sat it together. It was like the first class me and Logan had together in a while. And
It was all middle
anytime there was a test, she would move me away from Logan
She
because
thought
she
that I'd cheat, that he'd cheat.
Yeah,
even
she
though
thought
he'd
that I
get
would
better
cheat off
grades
of
than
Logan.
me
I
half
would
the time.
every time I would do better than Logan,
Yeah,
and she still
on
would
all
say
the
that I was
grammar
going to
ones.
cheat off of Logan.
And
Not the
no, and
grammar.
she blamed you on the grammar one. You got like a better score than me. She blamed you on cheating with Daniel, like for no reason.
Okay, well, so Gabe was in that class, right?
God, I forgot.
So me and one of our friends, Gabe, were pretty terrible in middle school, and I had this
I
like
think Gabe was
I had
a
like
little
this.
worse.
He was
Definitely.
definitely
Yeah,
worse. He was
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
worse. But he me and him. Okay, well, I had a calculator that was kind of old, so I took it apart, and he kind of helped me, and I threw all the pieces all around the classroom, and he threw some of them. And she started like picking them up, and she found out it was me. And every piece she found was a day that I got silent lunch for.
Yeah.
And kids in the class started helping her find pieces, so I ended up with like 45 days
I
of
remember
silent
though,
lunch.
Your
actually
friend,
do
no.
'em?
Yeah.
We would find them and we wouldn't tell her.
You
Like,
wouldn't find them, but
No,
but,
I
like,
found a few and just
I know,
didn't
no,
tell
you would
her.
find them,
Yeah.
but like some of the girls in the class would be like, "Oh, haha, Miss
So I
L,
remember,
there's some
like,
over
I remember
here."
Daniel found like something in the corner and just didn't tell her. So like,
Okay.
But I had like
Yeah,
45 days
yeah.
straight of
Well,
silent lunch.
speaking of silent lunch, something funny that happened with our team is we took team pictures, and for the first picture, basically everyone was doing this because that was a big
Yeah, we
meme at
would
the
do-
time.
we would do this, yeah.
And then she was like, "All right, no one does it," and then I, for some reason, just did it anyway.
no, the thing is though, they were like, it was like last second you snuck it up and it got in
Yeah.
the picture.
And then they took me out of class one day and was like, "You did this. You have to write a letter and do 3 weeks of silent lunch." I said, "Okay." I didn't do either. They didn't do anything.
They were
Oh,
they're pushovers.
middle school lunch, the styrofoam cups and was
Oh
a really
my
big thing
gosh,
where you would turn them
you'd
upside down,
smack 'em.
smack them, so it would make a really loud popping noise. And anytime it was somebody's birthday, we would sing really loud in the cafeteria, "Happy birthday"
Even
to
if
them.
it wasn't.
Even if it wasn't the
we
birthday,
would.
and they would get so mad.
And like we would like randomly start clapping, and everyone would clap.
Oh,
and
that was so funny.
Like the teachers would just be so confused, and then like they had to have the principal in there. I don't know if it was with the other grades as well. I think our grade was worse than the
yeah,
other ones.
we definitely were.
But the principal would sit in our lunchroom because something would always happen. Like there'd be fights.
Yeah, but
or-
we all honestly respected our principal. We all didn't mind.
Yeah,
her.
I didn't. We weren't that bad to her.
Yeah,
But there
well,
were
we
were
didn't-
some
we didn't
kids that
mind
were.
her.
What?
Can we mention what Ben did at lunch every day? With the scene.
Oh.
So basically,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
guys watch 13 Reasons Why, which
Well,
is a
he
terrible
put it in
show.
class too.
Yeah, a terrible show, by the way, terrible. And there's one scene where something provocative
There's
happens
a male
with in a
violation.
bathroom with a mop scene. And basically, this one kid played it like every day during lunch in class, and he would show our innocent friend Nicholas it quite a lot.
Just to be a jerk.
It was really funny though.
But we would be reading Fly Girl, and he'd have it sitting on the ground just to annoy the kids around us.
I think we should talk about some 8th grade soccer. Real
Some
quick.
8th grade soccer, man.
So I mean, we were a pretty good 8th grade soccer
We
team for what I would say. Me, Danny, and Nick by far carried the team because Scotty was injured. Scotty would have scored more and done more stuff, but he
We
was
played
injured.
bad with him though, low key.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Y'all were, like,
it was
good then,
weird.
though.
We
Like,
just
all played
relied on him
together,
too much.
Yeah, we relied on Scotty, but Scotty definitely
He
was
was
good.
fast back then.
But
Well, he's
there
still
were
fast.
like
I know
multiple
that.
times where we would walk up to the field with our pants down and just like do stupid stuff. But our coach was like really weird. And Danny, I'll let you say the quote he gave
Well,
us
basically,
one time.
one time he was like, this was like, I don't remember this is 8th or 7th grade soccer, but after like the team dinner, he was like, by definition, I am a lesbian.
I
And
believe
was
it
like,
was 7th grade.
I was like,
it was 7th grade.
okay, and he was like, I like women, I am a lesbian, and we were like, okay,
Talking about coach.
Yeah.
coach
Okay,
said
yeah.
that.
Coach JJ.
Well, I guess he likes VJJ.
Yeah.
But dude, it was okay. It was so funny though. A bunch of stuff happened in soccer. Like
Like anytime we would do World Cup, me and Danny would always team up and always win
We'd
every
always
single
win,
team
man.
like World
Y'all
Cup,
were
and
the
we
best
would
team
want
together,
yeah,
at that
we would
point.
win like soda. He would always buy us sodas if we won.
bro, we got so many sodas.
Yeah, we did.
honestly.
We got like 3 packs. Like every time we played, we got
I
so
forgot
much.
about that. It was so fun. Me
Remember,
and
I helped him carry him in one day. And he
Oh,
gave me a soda.
okay. And then I remember, I got asked to be like an assistant, like coach for the girls team,
Well,
and
that
then
was
Danny.
exactly what happened.
That's what he told me.
No. What happened is I told you I was like we should be managers, and then you told him in class, and he was like, oh well, you not only to be a manager.
Yeah,
you're
he
gonna
told me I could be an
coach."
assistant coach. But then Danny and Scotty also were like
It should've just been me
with
and
the
you, to be
teams, and we would one time Danny was dangling from a post, and Scotty pantsed him in front of all the girls team. It was quite funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Also,
Danny
something
didn't
funny-
like it for some
I didn't
reason.
like it, but something funny that happened is me, Evan, and Scotty 3v11.
3v11, the whole entire girls team.
destroyed
And
them,
we,
didn't you?
well, no, they gave us one of their like other keepers,
Yeah, it wasn't their best keeper,
but we still won by like 4.
I scored like 8 goals. All right, Logan, what are you
Okay.
saying?
So whenever you said like walking up to the soccer field, it like made me think of when B was running down after PE. So there's this hill, this like rock hill, going up to like the fields, and we would always run up and down it. And the girl B, the one who's like kind of different, she
the PP girl.
yeah,
Oh,
the girl,
oh,
she like fell down
Cheddar.
it. She
Cheddar.
fell down it. Yeah, sorry. She fell down it and like slid the whole way down, and like
So
got
did Knee Brace.
bloody.
Knee Brace did it too.
Yeah, but she
That's
did it,
something.
and then the whole grade like had to like walk the thing.
Oh, I
after.
remember that.
Yeah, I know.
And then there was this like chain at the bottom that like people would jump over, and there was this this weird kid in our class named Nick, and he
Hamilton.
like no, not it was
No,
like,
you
it was
said
like
it. It
someone
was
I don't
Hamilton.
know, and like this random kid got it. And he tried to do it after, and he like didn't even get his thigh above it, and just completely fell and broke his arm. Like it was so funny to see, but that just made me think of that. So I just
All
want
right.
to say it.
Well, I think that's about it for the stories. Okay, and here's a segment we would like to call Movie Talk.
Yeah.
So I selected the first movie, and we picked Iron Man 1. So I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Just basically, we'll go into more specifics, but basically, what do you rate this movie out of 10?
I'd say okay. I think that on scale with the other movies, it's not quite as great, but the originality with it, and like since it started, it's got to be at least an 8.
I think 7. Honestly, it's one of my favorites, but 7.
I'd say trying not to be biased because I don't love Iron Man in the first place. I would give it
trilogy.
I would give it a 7 or 8. I'm just not a fan of
I just
Iron Man.
remember
that
the-
much.
Compared to the other 2 Iron Mans, it's a 10.
But I just remember we watched it at the beach, and Evan wasn't really like into watching it, and then he actually liked it.
Yeah, I did. It was cool.
But so there's a couple things I want to talk about. What do you guys think of Obadiah Stane as a villain and his motives and shit?
okay,
like-
I kind of understand where he's coming from a little bit. Like, I do get what he's. I don't know.
He's
basically
he's not like the worst villain with a bad, necessarily a terrible motive.
It's not a good motive, but it's,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, so basically his motive is him and Tony Stark's father
They're
were
rivals.
business partners.
But they're
And
rivals
then-
now, kind of.
Well, yeah, kind of. And then once Tony Stark's dad died, he was the CEO for a little bit. But then young Tony Stark, 21, takes
Yeah.
over. So he's like, come on, what am I? And then now Tony Stark says, I want no more weapons, which is their main thing.
They're a weapon manufacturer. But what I think is kind of cool is that he started as a weapon manufacturer, and then his end goal was to, like, end goal. His end game was to like rid the world of that. And, like,
Yeah.
that I think his arc is the best.
Yeah, you can definitely see, like, even just in the first movie arc, just like
Yeah, it's
him
insane.
seeing exactly his, like,
He sees
past.
himself as a
Yeah.
villain, which is really cool. And,
Yeah.
like, you don't see that as often. But I think that out of the first 3 like trilogies, I guess we can say, like with Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, this was definitely the best like arc in full circle of those movies. And
I like Thor the best.
You like
Thor,
the Thor
I think
movies?
Thor Ragnarok was the only good one I liked.
I just don't like.
He's a
First
good
one's
character.
boring. He's a good character, but
Captain America's definitely my favorite.
Captain America's my favorite, and I like his movies better. But I think Iron Man did definitely do a better job of like matching the comics.
Talking about Iron Man arcs, what do you guys think of the original Rhodey?
Okay, I think he missed out because he quit because he didn't think it was going to be successful, and then look where that is
But-
now.
Yeah.
Something about it is,
He's just
I mean,
boring.
obviously he's boring, but it's because the script. Could he have done better than Don Cheadle? I don't think so.
I mean, there's no way to really know, but I don't think you would have.
I like Don.
I don't
as a
think you
better
would've.
actor.
I mean, you don't like Don Cheadle, or you don't like War Machine, do you?
I hate him.
He just doesn't see there to be a need for
Yeah.
another
I-
War Machine. Or,
I just hate it.
His character's kind of unnecessary, but it's good as a
No,
complimentary.
it literally is unnecessary. There's no
But
point.
you gotta also think they each have their own little side. Like Bucky is Captain America's side. Thor has like his little 5.
yeah,
I guess,
Sinister
until
Five
Ragnarok.
or whatever. Or not?
They're
that's
like
the
they're
Spider-Man.
like the Majestic or something. Like
Yeah.
There's something weird.
Yeah, but then Iron Man gets Spider-Man eventually, so.
yeah,
That's more of a prodigy.
yeah. But then also like Captain America's Falcon. So there's more that comes in.
But something I want to talk about real quick. This isn't quite on topic. Is that Evan hates War Machine, but he loves Hawkeye, which is very weird for Marvel people because there's a lot of people who just hate
just
Hawkeye.
hate him.
Yeah, but Hawkeye's like the underdog. He doesn't really have like a true
And well,
power to be
yeah,
saying.
I like
really
that he
good.
understands.
But he's just
that, too.
actually really technical. Like he's the only one that you can really say is really just based off of skill.
Well, Black Widow too.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was trained like. That sounds stupid.
But I guess also Sam, but he has the Falcon wings.
yeah.
Yeah, but so I'd say this movie was pretty good. So we're leaving it up to Mr. Logie. What are we watching next for next time?
This is the movie that I've watched the most out of the Marvel cinematic universe, you can say,
MCU.
in the MCU. I'm gonna go with Hulk. Nah, I'm gonna go with Winter Soldier, and that is probably my favorite of the trilogies. I mean, I think that Infinity War is
Yeah.
better, but it's my It's probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
It's really good, and we're gonna watch that. And we're gonna review that next.
So yeah, this has been the first episode of the Really Good Podcast. We went quite over the time limit, but I think that's probably good.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't think we stuttered
I think
too
they'll
much.
watch that.
So yeah, you want to give us an outro?
An outro? I don't know. What would I do?
You know my outros? Do you watch my videos?
No.
It's been your boy.
Oh my God.
It's been your boy. Dan
All
Miller.
right. It's been your boys. Really Good Podcast here. Back with another epic video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share, and possibly be listening on Spotify. I don't know. I might put it on there. But yeah, all right.
Peace.
Well, it's been y'all. Goodbye.
See you
Everyone
guys.
lean back.